What is up, guys, and welcome to the new series on the channel where we will be playing in the fictional nation of Aswijan. If you are not familiar with Aswijan, Laura aka WhatTheForkGaming has not only created a custom database but a fictional nation for us to play within. The nation of Aswijan is off the west coast of Portugal, and it has 3 leagues that you can play in: the Liga Regale, Liga Principale, and the Liga Dukh. The important thing to note is that the Liga Regale does qualify for the Champions League and the Europa League. If you want more of a background on Aswijan, I'll have a link in the description to Laura's channel where she has an introduction video to Aswijan, as well as a series on her channel with Kazra. I'll also have a link in the description to the download for the database if you want to give it a shot. As for our club El Miher, we are nicknamed El Rosa, or the Roses, which fits well with the city's motto of Sub Rosa, which means under the rose. That's where we got the title for the series. But the city that we play in is not a very big city. You can kind of see that reflected in the club's size and reputation. We don't have a great reputation. Our training facilities are poor, our youth facilities are basic, and we're only valued at a little under 5 million, so not that great. As of right now, we're predicted to finish 9th, so right about mid-table in the league. Really, why I chose the club is because I think there is a lot of potential with the club. I think that we have a lot of great players, and if we have the right staff in, I think that we can create a club that is kind of like the Dortmund of Aswijan, where we bring in a lot of young players who are right on the cusp of first team football with the bigger clubs, bring them to prominence, and then sell them for loads of money. So that's kind of what we're looking at going after. Just to touch on our finances very briefly, as you can see, we have a little over 300,000 in the bank of our overall balance. Our transfer budget is 111,000, so not that much. And our payroll budget is 49,000, and we're currently spending 46,000. So we do have some room to wiggle with, but I don't think I will bring a lot of players in. My main focus early on right now is bringing in the right staff, and then doing a lot of scouting and looking to bring in some younger players, maybe in the January transfer window or at the beginning of next season. So just a tip for those of you who are going to download the database and try it, it is worth going and bringing in your own staff. I have completely overhauled the entire staff, and they are far better and cheaper than the staff that I started with. So you should go do that. I think that it will help you in the long run, although I have heard on the Discord servers that other teams do come in and poach your coaches, so that is something to think about. But definitely go overhaul your staff. I think it'll help you. It'll be way better. As you can see, for me, I stuck with only coaches from Aswijan because I wanted coaches around me that could speak the language and kind of knew the lay of the land. So in this episode, I wanted to give a quick background on some of the players that I think you should watch out for in our first season. The first one being Mollender. He's only 21 years old, and to be honest, I think he's going to be pretty solid for us on the right side of the defensive line. He's a great fullback. He is a defender, which I don't really like so much. I like more of a wing back that can get up and down the sideline, but he is pretty good. I've played one friendly so far. He did pretty well. I like him. He is valued at 2.6 million, which is something to note because I think that some of the larger clubs in Aswijan are going to come for him. I think the clubs in the Liga Regale, the first couple times I ran through just to kind of get a feel for the squad, they did come in very quickly and try to buy him away. So be on the lookout for him. He may contribute, or he may be sold early on for cash. We'll see. The next player to be on the lookout for is Fighting Powell. He is our fullback on the left hand side, kind of pretty much in the same build of Mollender on the right hand side. Pretty decent. He's in defend as well. So both of our fullbacks actually don't play how I would like them to play, but I think in the 3rd division it'll be good for us because they could sit back more, and we probably won't need them on the attack. From what I've seen in our first friendly, I think we'll be okay with them not getting forward as much, but he's definitely one to look out for. He's 29 years old, valued at 1.3 million, so we'll see about him. I may want to cash in on him. and get what I can for him right now, and then use one of our younger guys that are sitting behind him. Next is our team captain, Sino Rio. He's our defensive midfielder. He's really the engine of our midfield. He kind of sits back, plays good defense for us, gets the ball forward, but doesn't go much on the attack. I think he's going to be big for us. We need a physical midfield. We need a midfield that'll win the ball back, and he is built for that. So I think it'll be really good for us to have him in there. I think he will do a great job for us, especially in the third tier. It is going to be important to win the midfield battle, and this guy is going to make sure that we do that. Speaking of bossing the midfield, this guy is the guy to watch for us. I think he's the young prospect that we want to keep in our team and make sure that other teams don't come in and steal him. Cassius Howman, he's only 17 years old, and he is really impressive. I mean, we've already played one friendly, and he got an 8.2 rating, got an assist. It was a pretty beautiful assist, and 77% pass percentage. I mean, decent, but I think that he is going to be the guy that is going to carry the team. I think how he performs will dictate how we play in games. If he has a good game, I think that we will have a good game and we will win a lot of games. So be on the lookout for him. Cassius Howman, a name to remember. Lavinio Freiduni is nothing special to look at, but I think he is going to be our goal scorer. He's going to be the guy out on the left hand side who cuts in, makes great runs, creates either a goal or gets an assist just from his creativity. I think he's going to be the guy that we're going to look to when we're in a tough game, need creativity up front. This is going to be our guy. He is on our left side. He can play striker as well, but mainly he's going to play our left wing. And the last guy to really be on the lookout for is Fedro Masaru. I think that this kid is going to be our attacking wonder kid. He's 17 years old. He plays on the right hand side, and I think he's going to be the guy that's going to create space for us out wide, stay wide, send crosses into the box, and hopefully get it on target. He's valued at 2.2 million right now, which is not that high, so I do think clubs will come in for him depending on how he performs, but he's definitely a kid that we should look out for to really produce this first season. I think that we can aim for the playoff spots, potentially get promotion through playoff spots, or just miss out. But this kid is going to be the kid that's going to help us on the attacking end as far as our younger prospects. So this is how we're going to line up in a 4-3-3. I definitely think that we are going to be on the front foot most of the games. We're going to be high press, high intensity, but not too intense. The reason being is in the lower divisions, I don't think the defensive lines are that great at offside traps. I also think that they're a little bit slower. They tend to be a little bit slower, and you can get caught on the counter very easily. So I don't want to press too high up the field because I think that they will catch us on the counters a lot. But based on our first game, I think that this setup will work for us because we're not pressing too high with our front line. We're kind of compact, even though the back line is pressing high up the field, and we're able to get back if they do try to counter. So I like this. We call it the burnt brownie because if we do lose, it's going to be because we got burnt. It is a great tactic. It's kind of like a take of the Gang Press, but not really. There are a lot of changes that I made to it, but just so you guys know, this is how we're going to set up. I don't think we're going to alter from this very much. We do have an attacking center mid that I think I could put in if I wanted to go to more of a 4-2-3-1. So we may do that from time to time, but this is mainly what you'll see throughout the season. So that's it for this episode. I didn't want to bore you guys to death with too much information. I just wanted to give you a background on the database and the club that we're going to be playing with. In the next episode, we're going to play the second leg of the Copa Dukh group stage in our inaugural game in Liga Dukh. So the first game that we are in charge as managers in Liga Dukh, going to be very exciting. Hopefully we will still be undefeated on the season. You can see we already have a win, 3-0, which was great. I may show some highlights of that game somewhere in this video if I haven't already. But yeah, it was an amazing performance. I'm excited about this team. I think we have a lot of potential. If you aren't already subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe. Make sure you check out Laura's channel. I'm going to have the links down in the description to that and the download for the database. If you have any suggestions for me, do leave that in the comments. I'm early in my content creation career, so I do look for as much healthy feedback as possible so that I can get better as much as possible. All the support is greatly appreciated. I thank you guys so much, and until next time, peace.